Hey everyone, just thought I'd do a quick live for you from Melbourne City. Just been walking around, just seeing what has been going on while we've been sleeping here, and have a few things that have come about. We now have small cells on corners everywhere. You can see it up on top of the pole. It has the radiation advice on it. On that pole, you've got a small one up on top of that pole. Looks a bit older. Over here as well. Somewhere right there, so that one hasn't been listed yet. These aren't up on the RFNSA website yet. There's a few there. I'm just going to walk along and show you what they're putting into the city here. So if we walk along and have a look, they've now got the smart bins up and running as well. So these smart bins tell you when they're full or empty, so ready for people to use. I'm just going to wander along Burke Street now and have a bit of a look at where we can see these cells and smart meters and smart city initiatives. I think the biggest thing for people to realise is that this is happening now while we're in lockdown, of course. I'm out here exercising and exercising my rights to have a look at my beautiful city and what's happening here. Sorry, that was a bit close. But these are everywhere. So I've just walked the lap of the city and counted over 300 of them in the last half an hour. I mean, they're everywhere. They're on every single corner. The other thing they've done is using the areas where they've got Wi-Fi. They've put facial recognition cameras throughout the city as well. So these are everywhere along the city too. As you wander along, they've got them on top of information towers, pretty much everywhere as you go through. This is in Melbourne City, of course. We had a person put up a post earlier from Sydney, and I was a bit like weirded out. I kind of thought that maybe there wasn't going to be that many there. Here. So I thought I'd do a lap of the city myself. And they are everywhere. And I mean, the weird thing here is it's Sunday and usually you have people walking all along the city, but today there's pretty much no one here. A couple of police cars around, but that's about all. So when you look here again, as I say, these are everywhere. The smart bins, that one looks like it's full. It's got the settings button flashing as well. You continue walking along. They've got the Telstra Wi-Fi phone sort of things all along Burke Street Mall. They used to have one of them. Now there's about 6 of them along here. Again, use the small cells. You can see the little cells on top of them. I'm a bit reluctant to film those because there are police cars all the way along here as well. It is a bit of an eye-opener. It's a bit daunting as well to see how many of these there actually are. It's kind of got me, feeling a bit off about the whole thing, because I think every one of these signs has the little radiation sticker on it as well. And that's where you start thinking, how can we be putting this out to the world, like where it is already, known that there's radiation coming from these cells, and we've put from, minimal ones around to hundreds of them, hundreds and hundreds of them. And I mean, face recognition cameras everywhere as well. So here's another one of the smart bins. So the smart bins using Wi-Fi from all the cells that are around as well. We call it the Smart Cities Initiative here in Melbourne. I think they call it that in other places as well. So here at the other end of Burke Street Mall, you've again got up there the facial recognition camera, the small cell sitting right on top of an information box. And then, of course, you've got Telstra right there on the corner. There it is, Telstra. So I think you'll find we might walk along this way, and I'll just have a look and see what we can see. There's another small cell sitting up on top of that post. We'll continue walking along. I'll try not to get hit by a tram. Sorry, madam. We'll keep walking along. Yeah, I guess you're right. Nobody did sleep. So I think it's more just a matter of us trying to wake up. I'm just going to walk along here and see if we can see any. I'll get to the next corner. Sorry if it's a bit boring. Obviously, you guys would have seen the post today. We've got actions happening in Mullumbimby. Zev, the warrior, is out there with all the guys who have been campaigning for the last year. trying to get that stopped. Some papers were handed out today, cease and desist papers. Now hopefully that does the job that it needs to, so that's at least waylaid the works going on there for a week, if not longer. So that's a fantastic result for the guys there in Mullumbimby with all the hard work that they've put in. Again, there's some little tower things along here. I'm just again remiss to take too many videos of it because there are police cars. It's pretty much a few people wandering around in police cars. I'm surprised again to see anyone out and about, but obviously everyone's exercising and exercising their rights to exercise. The biggest thing I guess I'm seeing on most corners, and probably haven't seen one for a couple of steps now, but the facial recognition cameras, they are hidden away in some spots. It is all part of the Smart Cities initiative that we're all told about. All the traffic posts here have the pedestrian crossing being automatic now, so for people not to touch it because of what's out and about with the COVID thing. I'm just trying to find the next small cell around. There'll be one here somewhere. So they are quite hidden away in some points, and you've got to really look to find the yellow radiation stickers. I've probably gone in a bad direction to show you where they all are, but we'll get up to the next intersection and I'll show you. So about every 100 meters, 150 meters, this is another one of the facial recognitions, brand new. They are pretty much scattered everywhere. I do understand needing CCTV surveillance in the city because it can get quite busy, of course, here and whatever else, but it's more the fact that they've got these facial recognition cameras now. In Melbourne, they're looking to understand and know, they want to know who's coming in and out of the city at all times. So it's full surveillance, 24/7. If you read on the Smart Cities piece of paperwork, on the internet, it tells you all about it, how they're trying to read and work out how many people are coming in and out of the city all the time. They want to know each person. 24/7, they're going to rate people and know, how many numbers are coming in and out, so they know which foreign bodies are in their cities. They're going to have bins that they know what's happening, like if they're full or empty or whatever else. So there's a lot of different things happening with that as well. Here's another one. So as I say, every corner, doesn't matter where you are, it's pretty much every single corner you go through. Some have one, some have two, some have three. That's your facial recognition camera there on the next corner. So as I say, they are everywhere. I might walk up this hill and just show you a few more along here. They're also on top of some of the stop signs as well. So here, I'll give you guys who are out in the country or whatever else a bit of a look at Melbourne. Whoops, that's my face. So here's our trams all running along. So it is a beautiful city, but the thing is they're cutting down trees. They're, as I say, putting up these small cells everywhere, every 100 meters. You gotta remember again, it's 5G radiation that's pumping out of here. So millimeter waves, it doesn't travel as far. So they need to put these little small cell towers up every 150 meters or so to 200 meters. Again, you still have them up on top of buildings and things like that. So that's what they always used to have. It would be really great to have an EMF reader here with me, but I just don't have that. So there's your facial recognition cameras on every single corner. I'll see if there's any more as I walk along. I'm just going to wander up the next little hill. As I say, they put them on top of some of the stop and parking signs as well. I got some before, but I haven't seen one for a minute. Here's one here. So they put them up on top of the stop parking signs here. And they've got the radiation warning on them as well. Those ones are about every 5 to 6 signs. So again, about every 100 meters. If you didn't know what they were, if you didn't know what you were looking for, you wouldn't notice them. They have a little sticker with the radiation symbol. I'll show you one if I get up to one up here. But it literally is the whole city. So I think it's really just the idea of making sure that everyone's regulated 24/7, and people honestly are just not awake to what's happening. So I think it's a little bit scary in that way. There's one of the ones on a street light. over to the side here. I don't know if I can film it because there's a bit too many people around right there. As I said, I am exercising. You can probably hear me puffing already. Haven't been for a walk for a long time. There's one there. So just to give you an idea, this is a different way of how they can look. So I'll try and cross this road without getting killed. I can see one right there. So again, hard to spot. So right there across the road. And if you get up nice and close, you can see the sticker on it as well. But that's one there. Small cells, you might be able to see the yellow stickers on it. It's not really focusing on it. But there's one straight across the road there. There's another one just over there. You can see the yellow sticker on that as well. So as I say, they are popping up everywhere, and it has happened, you know, when everyone's been inside. I understand, you know, the idea of moving forwards and having, you know, the new technologies and everything in place, but it's really just understanding that you're pumping out this radiation everywhere, and it's a little bit scary, I guess you'd say.